hang up. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Karrie. How you doing? How you doing today?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Well, thanks for calling.
You're welcome. I'm glad I was able to.
Okay. So you're on my show. It's called Vibing with Don Vito, and I normally have these interviews with people that's incarcerated to tell a side of the story. Because a lot of times people get arrested in the newspaper or the courts. Most of the time they don't tell a complete story. So what I'm doing right now is trying to help people to be able to tell a side of the story where it might help them somewhere down the line.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So can you tell me everybody what your name is and where you're from?
It's Karrie Roach. I'm from Union, South Carolina.
Okay, and what are you incarcerated for right now?
Second-degree murder and attempted robbery with a dangerous weapon.
And how much time do they give you?
They gave me 166 months and up to 212 months.
So what's that a total of?
That's a total of 13 years and 10 months.
13 years and 10 months. Okay. How much time do you have in?
I've in like 5.5 years, and I have 8 years left.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Let's take it back. So how was life growing up as a young girl?
It was great for a while. I guess you could say I was a spoiled brat.
And what you mean a spoiled brat?
um, my mama, she took care of me. Like she worked. She took care of the household, and my stepfather was he was my father figure. He's who I consider my father, and he was great with me. I had rules, like I had a father rules. I had boundaries.
Okay. And you grew up in North Carolina?
No, I grew up in South Carolina,
Or what part?
Union, South Carolina.
Okay. So what did your stepfather do for a living?
His father owned a body shop, so he worked. He worked there for a little while, and then he was a truck driver.
Oh, he's a truck driver. So truck driver. So was he local or was he long distance? How was he?
He went all over the world.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's like a pretty interesting career.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it was.
okay. So did you get to see him much, being that he traveled a lot?
Yeah, I was on the road with him a lot. There was sometimes my mama would come home, and Billy would be home, like taking a break, and then he would get a call to have to go back out on the road, and I would go off with him. So I got to see the world at a young age.
Oh, so he must have had one of them big trucks.
Yes.
What, like with the beds in the back and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was bump bed.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. All right. So at what age was that?
I want to say I was 10 and 11.
Okay. So what did you do for school?
I went to school still. Most of the time it was like when the summer was out or when we was on a break.
Oh, okay. Okay. So and what did your mom do?
Sometimes she would go with us. And, sometimes we would have to stay back, but most of the time she would go with us.
Oh, oh, so you were really close to your stepdad, I see.
Yeah. Yes, I was.
Oh, that's cool. So you lived a pretty normal life coming up as a young girl, correct?
Yes, I did. It was very normal.
All right. So At one point in time, did your life start to take a change?
Yeah, my stepdad passed away from an overdose. So I didn't really know how to deal with it. And really, I was, focused on my mama because, he was like our world. So when he passed away, it was kind of hard, like my mama kept working and stuff, but she had to get on medications and stuff like to deal with, life. She dealt with it, but it was kind of like an altar dealing.
Uh-huh. And what did that lead her to do? Like, did it depress her, or did how did she handle it?
She got very depressed. She continued working and stuff, but she got very depressed. And then we had moved to a different neighborhood, and that's when I started my self destruction, as I call it.
Mm. And what neighborhood was that?
I can understand you.
No, I said, what neighborhood? You say you moved to another neighborhood.
Um, the drugs became a part of my life, so I don't know really when the drugs started coming a part of her life, but I know that it was kind of like a gateway when the death happened, like it opened up, it opened up to the outside world, like things we wasn't used to, so we learned how to cope with things. I turned to men and drugs, and I guess she just turned to work and, prescription medication.
So did you guys continue to live together, or did you separate?
We continued to live together.
Okay. Is your mom still alive?
Yes, she's still alive. She's been with me every day since this happened.
Okay, that's good. That's good to have that family support. That's very good. After
Yeah, it is.
after what you guys went through mentally, dealing with your stepdad and stuff like that. So what kind of people did you hang around? Other family members and stuff like that?
I hung around my cousins. Like my uncle's house was like my home, or like my safe home away from home. Like there was no drugs, there was no drinking. I had 3 cousins out there, so it was kind of like they were my sisters. Like that's where I went most of the time. And then I got wrapped up with a couple of people that lived up the street from me and my mama.
Mm-hmm. And when you say wrapped up, what does that mean?
I sat on a bully, and I was dead set to get involved with him, and I got involved with him, and I started, smoking weed and taking pills. I started stealing my mama's medication.
And what kind of medication is that?
It was Xanax.
So what is that, like a downer or upper? What does that do to you?
Yeah, it's a downer.
Like pills, huh?
It's a downer. It's a pill, and the doctors prescribe it for like manic depression, and it's really like it's just a different world when you're on them. Like you don't have to deal with anything.
Mm. Well, like relaxes your nerves and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you feel invisible. Like, kind of makes you feel like indestructible.
Okay. All right. So your life changed for you after your stepfather passed away, and for you and your mom. So, at what point in time did you start getting, going down the wrong path for like trouble?
We moved when I was around 13, so between the ages of 13 and 14, that's when I started my rebellious stage.
Okay.
I broke away from my cousins. I didn't go out there as much. I started hanging with the other people, and it kind of went downhill from there. For a little while, it went downhill, I guess you could say.
Okay. So, let's talk about the crime that you got accused of. So how did that happen?
Okay. Um, well, there was a guy that he had, took a couple people's money, and we couldn't find him for a couple weeks, and then we got word to where he was at, and it was five of us at first, and we were supposed to just go and get, back what was ours or whatever, but they let an outsider in, and the guy got shot.
So you said the guy got shot. How did he get shot?
The dude, the outsider that we actually let in, like to go with us, come to find out, like the guy that we were, going to get the stuff back from, he had set him up a couple months back with the police, and he had, he already had in mind what he wanted to do, but we didn't know that prior to what we were doing that he had already had conflict with the guy. So I guess, on top of what we were doing and on top of what the guy had done to him in the past, I guess he was just like in a rage.
Mm. So, what stuff? You said he had some stuff. He took some stuff. What kind of stuff?
He was he was a drug dealer. We all met at his house, and he took everybody's money to go re-up, and he didn't come back. And when he didn't come back, everybody was looking for him, but I guess he laid low for a couple of weeks, and then we got word to where he was at, and we, put it in motion to go rob him.
So how many people? You have co-defendants?
Yeah, I have 5 co-defendants.
You have 5 co-defendants.
There's 6 of us total. Yeah, there's 6 of us total.
So it took all of you guys to rob him or whatever the case may be?
Well, at first there was 4 of us, and then me and my homegirl, we couldn't go because we obviously wouldn't be able to get in to where he was at. But so we stayed behind, and that's how the 5th person got involved, and then the 5th person brought in the 6th person. So while 2 of our homeboys was going to meet the boy, we stayed behind, and then later on we met them, and they took a couple of them back to the hotel where he was at. I actually didn't go to the hotel because I found out that my best friend was in there. So I backed out. I didn't go, but
So are any of your co-defendants family members?
no. No, I actually grew up around one of them. Like, she's older than me. She, we were neighbors for a while. She's known me since I was younger, and it was kind of like we just ran in the same circle.
Okay. So did he when you guys went to he was at the hotel when this thing happened?
So he was at the Super 8 in Shelby, and our 2 homeboys, they went up there because that's who he originally contacted to come up there. And when me and my homegirl found out that that's where they were going, we knew that we wouldn't be able to go, so we went to the 5th person's house, and the 4th person's house, and we sat there with him for a little while, and we started talking about what we were doing or whatever. And when he found out who we were going, to try to go handle or whatever, he starts ranting and raving about what had happened in the past between them 2. So it kind of set it in motion, and everything went from there. He called one of his friends, and we left from Union, went to Bowling Springs to pick up his friend, and we were told not to talk to him, not to ask him questions. But me being as hard-headed as I was all before trying to talk to him and stuff. So we left for Bowling Springs and met our other two homeboys at exit 100, and we went to a gas station from there, and that's when everything that we had talked about had changed, because I was originally supposed to go to the hotel, but I didn't because my best friend was there. And I mean, I wasn't going there to do anything to her, so I backed out. Me and one of the guys stayed back or whatever, and the other four of them left and went. And it wasn't maybe like 10 minutes, not even, it wasn't even a whole 15 minutes. I would say like 10 minutes at the most. But they came back around the parking lot and was motioning us to get behind them. So me and the guys that stayed back with me we got behind them. And they rode back by the motel, and as they were riding by, we were behind them, and a police crew was in between us. So we kind of like way back, and they just take off, and it was crazy.
So, what happened exactly?
So me and the guy that stayed back, we didn't know that the guy had actually been shot. So we're just thinking that the robbery went bad, that somebody notified the police, and that's what they were after us for. But come to find out, when they had wrecked the car that they were in, so we found out where they were at, went to pick them up. They were on foot. We picked them up, and we went all the way back to South Carolina to Bowling Springs. But on the way to Bowling Springs is when me and the other guy found out that he had actually been shot. Because I remember my reaction. I turned around and I was like, "You shot him?" And he was like, "Yeah, he lunged at me." But that's when we learned that he had been shot. We went to a hotel. The other guy, the fifth person's homeboy that we picked up or whatever, he went and got another car and met us at a gas station, and we switched cars. And we went to a hotel. It was four of us that went to a hotel. And then my family, like my homegirl was with me at one point, and when I went to sleep, she wasn't with me. When I woke up, she wasn't with me. So in my mind, I'm thinking they done got rid of her too, because she's seen the whole thing. So I make a way to get in contact with my mom and my uncle, and they had already met up with Union County police, because the car that we left in, the lady had reported stolen. However, it wasn't stolen. Those charges later got dropped, but the Union County police met up with Spartanburg County, who was meeting up with Shelby County. And they were all up the street from the hotel, and I maneuvered my way away from the guy who shot him and went to the police.
So you saying that the girl is missing?
Not now, she's not. But at the time when we went to sleep at a different hotel in Spartanburg, South Carolina, that when I went to sleep, she was there. When I woke up, there was a knock on the door, and it was the homeboy, but my homegirl wasn't with him. And I asked him, I said, "So where's my homegirl?" And he was like, "Oh, I left her behind." So in my mind, I'm thinking, she wouldn't just voluntarily leave me. So I really start panicking and tripping. And then I set everything in motion to, get in contact with the police, which my family was already in contact with.
So how did everything? How did you guys get caught?
Like, how did the police get involved?
Yeah, how did the police get involved? How did you guys get caught? And what role did you play in?
Okay, the car that me and my homegirl and the outsider homeboy, whatever you want to call him, the car that we had, the lady reported it stolen.
Okay.
So the car was already reported stolen.
Okay.
And my role originally I was supposed to go in the hotel room and help rob him in the hotel room in Shelby. But when I found out that my homegirl was there, I backed out because she was my people. Like, it was never discussed, rob my people.
So, what kind of drugs did they have, if you don't mind me asking?
Methamphetamine.
So he took your money, never came back. Did he take a lot of money?
Yeah.
Like how much?
He took like three or four different people's money, and I want to say like it was like $500 and some from my homegirl. And I'm not really sure like what he took from everybody else because my main concern is like my homegirl.
So what about $10,000, something like that?
I would probably say around 5 or 7 maybe. You can't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure.
Right.
But if he took like a 500 or something from my homegirl, I'm pretty sure like the rest of them was up there with him because it wasn't a little thing that everybody was getting,
Mm-hmm. So, it was like, I see it was like 3 or 4 of you guys, right? And one of your friends shot the guy.
Yeah.
So when did the police come?
When I went back to Spartanburg, only 4 of us went to that hotel. And while we were there, like, we had turned on the news and stuff, and we were watching the news. Well, the guy that shot him starts, like, acting real, like, strange and stuff, and he's like, I need to use your phone to get in contact with my family in Connecticut. And I'm like, okay. So the whole time he's, like, using my phone to talk to his people, I'm, like, trying to use my phone to talk to my people, but I'm trying to, like, erase everything so he doesn't know, like, what I'm trying to do. So he's, like, making these big plans for us, like, to run to Connecticut. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to Connecticut. So I kind of, like, I guess I played him, as you would call it. Like, I made him believe that I was going to, do what he wanted me to do. But I didn't do anything that he wanted me to do. I left my phone with him and told him that my uncle was going to help us, that he just had to give me a chance to get with my uncle. And I made a run for it.
Mm.
When I left that hotel, day 10 in Spartanburg, I, ran out or whatever, and so I opened parking lot, and it was the police to pick me up.
Mm. All right, so the police pick you up. So what they charge you for? If you didn't have no weapon, you didn't shoot anybody. I mean, what did they say?
At the time, I remember one of the detectives. You know how they do. They play like they're all for you and stuff. They sent me to Union County. Well, first they made me go point out the hotel room, and I was like, I told y'all what room number it was, and it had a do not disturb sign. I was like, so what do y'all need me to do that for? But they sent me back to Union to the interrogation room, and at that point, I was told that I wasn't going to be charged with any of the murder or the robbery or anything like that because I had changed them. But they would hold me on the grand larceny charge for the car. So it was like a day or 2 days later, they hit me with the first degree murder charge, and they took me to robbery with a dangerous weapon.
So they hit you with a first degree murder, and you didn't commit the murder.
Yes, they hit me with first degree murder and attempted robbery with a dangerous weapon. I never had a weapon, and I never went to the hotel room. I never went to the grave. They got video footage.
Did they charge all of you guys, or they just charged you?
They charged all 6 of us with first degree murder and attempted robbery with a dangerous weapon. One of the guys, he ran for almost like a year, he actually got the lesser time out of all of us. He was the driver. He drove to the hotel, and from the hotel, he drove us back to South Carolina. He got less time than anybody. The other guy who originally drove the first time to the hotel, him and the homeboy, he got, I think he gets out like 2023 or 2025, something like that. The other guy, I think he's got like roughly 15 to 17 years. My homegirl, she gets out in 2027. The guy who shot him, he took it to trial. He got life without parole. And I got 13 years, 10 months.
So everybody got time.
I play it out. Everybody got time, yeah. And see, what bothered me the most was my lawyer, he misled me because he put me on the stand and let me testify for the state. But at the same time, I kept saying, what am I testifying for? Because I didn't see the guy actually get shot. I just know that what they told me. So I'm incriminating myself, and you're allowing me to do this because I wanted to go to trial. But my lawyer, at first, he was like, I'm all for what you want to do. We can go to trial. And then when he started meeting with the DA more, it was like they made like underhand deals or something where my lawyer wasn't really for me anymore. So I tried to fire him, and nothing ever happened. Like, I tried to fire him the day I took my plea. I wrote the judge, I wrote the DA. I still have copies of the letters and everything, and they wouldn't let me fire him.
Did you try to appeal the case?
Well, because I took a plea, I can't appeal. I went to prison legal services, asking for like some advice and stuff, like, how I was going to try to do an MAR on independent counsel, but they can always take you back to the original charge in North Carolina.
Right.
And my original charge would be first-degree murder.
So is everybody still locked up right now?
Yeah, everybody's still locked up.
Do you get to communicate with anybody?
My homegirl, she's actually here at the same prison.
Oh, she's at the same prison?
Yeah, she's here.
You in the same unit?
Yeah, she's downstairs in a union unit.
Do you guys still communicate?
When we see each other in passing and stuff, we talk, and yeah, we're still close. At one point, she told me that if I wanted to go to trial, she wouldn't let them make her testify against me and stuff.
And how much time she got? Y'all got the same amount of time?
She got 12 to 15. And I got 13 to 17.
Okay, just around about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So did your mom feel about you getting locked up?
Oh my God, it was devastating to her. Because it happened when I was younger. I got sent to juvenile justice. So it was kind of like it was happening all over again. So she pleaded with the court and everything, but her life's been rocky since I've been locked up. It's real stressful on her. I don't think she's really accepts it because she still talks about when I get home and stuff. It's like she's still devastated. We're close, but we always have walls in between us.
Mm-hmm. Do you still communicate with your sister?
I do occasionally. Not like I would hope we would, because she's still the same lifestyle. So I kind of feel like I'm doing time for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
But
so since you've been incarcerated, what have you been doing?
to college now. They're giving me the runaround about that. But I try to keep my nose clean. I passed all my drug screens that they've given me. I try to hang out with like good people, but I'm like sheltered. I'm always in like my own little bubble because I just don't want like anything to happen to where anything could be used against me, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you want to do your time the best way you can, and you want to go home. You don't want no problems.
Right.
Right, I can understand that perfectly. That's the way you're supposed to do it. So you're thinking correctly.
Yeah. I mean, I did have one incident when I first got to prison, and but I haven't really had no more issues after that.
Okay. That stuff happens every now and then in prison, you know? So
Yeah.
nobody's gonna look at you bad for nothing like that. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do in that environment.
Right.
So, what are your plans for when you come home? You think about what you want to do when you come home?
Yeah. I want to be a drug counselor, but I want to be like I just want to make a difference in the world because I know I never had like no one ever offered me like a different setting or a different chance. They just was like, oh, she's on drugs, so she don't deserve to be in the world.
So,
So I want to be able to like give somebody a chance to where, you know, to show them that there is hope and that drugs is not the only option.
right. That's good. So you want to give back. You want to talk to like young girls?
Yeah, girls, you know, our boys, like, I want to reach out to people that, you know, are like at rock bottom and feel like there's no way out.
Okay, that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Um, since COVID, you haven't had any visits. Before that, was your mom coming to see you?
Yeah, she come as much as she could. Yeah, yeah. She's been a ride or die. She has. I don't really have any contact with none of my old friends because I know that, you know, that's not like something I want to get back involved in.
And what about your uncle? Do you communicate with your uncle still?
With who?
Your uncle.
Not my uncle that was not the one that helped, you know, put everything in motion with the police or anything. I don't communicate with him, but I do communicate with like my other family, my grandmother, and my cousin. I communicate with them, and I'm trying to work on rebuilding my relationship with my daughter.
How old is your daughter?
She's 13.
At what age did you get incarcerated?
At her age or my age?
You know, what age were you when you got incarcerated?
I was 26.
Oh, you're 26. Okay. So who's been taking
Yeah,
care
I
of your
was
daughter?
26. Yeah, I'm 30. She was with, it's my best friend's step grandparents. They've always been, involved in her life. And I'm really thankful for them. Because who knows what would happen if she didn't have them, you know?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That she had, somebody to care for her, while you were gone, Is she close
Yeah.
to your mom? Do your mom get to see her?
No. Right now, like, it's like everything's divided. Like, she doesn't have any contact with my family, except for my niece. She talks to my niece, and that just started happening like a month ago. And I'm trying to give her space because I'm 31, and I still get mad at my mom and stuff. So I can only imagine how she feels with me not being there. She feels like I got took away, and plus she feels like I left, which is it's kind of true. Like drugs controlled everything that I did, and it took me away from everybody that I loved. And now, they have walls up like I did. I can't really be mad at her. I want her to know that I want her to stay on the right track, because once you take that little turn, it goes haywire from there.
Do you communicate with her a lot?
I haven't talked to her in a year and a half. I talked to her last year on her birthday, and the conversation went great. We had planned for me to call every weekend, and then I don't know what happened. She's real bitter, so I'm trying to let her deal with, her emotions for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
I write her all the time, though. I continue to write her.
Okay.
I keep a journal for her here. So.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, at least you trying to keep the love going, the connection.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So best thing for you to do is just stay out of trouble, stay positive, and just keep educating yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to try to do everything that I can. I'm going to take advantage of the prison system like they took advantage of me.
Exactly. This way, when you come out, you could be a productive person in society, and you can start life all over again.
Yeah. So, how does, where is this going to go? This interview.
Well, this will go to YouTube.
Okay.
This will go to YouTube. You can give me a call back on Tuesday, and I can give you the details.
On Tuesday?
Yes.
Is there a certain time?
Yeah, like 3 o'clock is fine, if you can.
Okay.
And then I'll give you the details, and then you can have.
Thank you.
Say that again.
I want to thank you for this opportunity, because I really haven't opened up about everything that happened since it happened. Because once you get behind the walls, it's kind of you see so many people just shut down, and they're just stuck here, and they don't want to fight because they feel like they don't have a fight to win.
Exactly.
So I just really want to thank you for this. I want to thank you for this opportunity.
You're very welcome, and this is what it's all about: giving people such as you ladies the opportunity, to tell your side of the story, and not in this say, life still goes on. You don't want to lay down and just die. You want to still, express yourself out to people and let people know that, you were young when it happened. You've grown. You've changed. And just tell your version of the story, opposed to what you hear in the newspapers or you hear on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they have a way of making their own story. They don't care what the true story is. It's just their story.
Exactly. And we understand that somebody died, but, you at least want to tell your version of whether, you can admit to your guilt or not, but at least you want to tell your side so people can understand the mind state that you were in at the time. And, I feel that's a good thing.
Right.
All right?
So, yeah, it is.
Yes. So you're welcome. Give me a call on Tuesday at 3 p.m. and I'll give you the details.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, Karrie. Nice talking to you. You sound like a nice person. And I look forward to hearing to you on Tuesday.
Okay. Thank you. You have a good day.
Yeah, enjoy your weekend. I'll talk to you on Tuesday.